This is from Truth Out. When the world is turned upside down and protest is privatized. It was released today, Friday, the 18th of March, 2011. It was written by Joseph Natoli. There's a paragraph in here I want to read to you. When the world is turned upside down, one could argue that the free market is protected by a stable middle class that is motivated to retain the status quo. In this true story, the middle class enjoys a sufficient level of economic well-being to shield it from traditional revolts of the poor against the rich. Such stability is not the case in the present. All manner of insecurity, anxiety, frustration, bewilderment, and impatience infect the middle class psyche. Everything that led to the creation and sustenance of an American middle class that buffered any clash between the winners and the losers is fast disappearing. Empowered on social websites, but powerless to withstand or comprehend the sort of deviltry that led to the Great Recession of 2008, the American middle class should be primed to react. If the world, of course, hadn't turned upside down. I want to read the rest of that article. I'll post it below. You can take a look at it for yourself. I was wondering if you guys have seen the commercial out there. It's a guy, he's doing construction work on the street, and he's talking about his credit rating. And he's talking about how he's working 3 jobs now to pay back his creditors. And that is, of course, admirable. It's an ad for one of the credit rating services where you can go check out your numbers. Does it strike anybody else as being weird, as a sign of the times here? Rather than addressing the problem in the United States, we're actually trying to use a dismal situation as leverage to buy into somebody's product or service. I was also wondering if you've noticed as well out there, I have, that services are becoming lackluster. I get the general impression from things I see and what I hear in the voices, not so much what is being said, but what I hear in the voices of the people that I deal with, that the American worker, whatever level, is getting pretty well burned out. I'm wondering if anybody else has noticed that as of late. It's something that has struck me. Now, I'm working with a group out of the North Texas, Lewisville area. Something else I've noticed, I'm kind of wondering, what is it going to take to mobilize the people of the United States to basically do in all 50 states what is being done in Wisconsin? I just don't see it. Now, I know there are certain cultural dynamics in Wisconsin that are pretty well glossed over because to deal with them is a bit complex and not easily fit into these micro sound bites that everybody likes to work with. But the heavy-handedness of Scott Walker is not unusual for authoritarians in Wisconsin. Other states, they're a have a little more finesse, shall we say. But I ran into that type of militant authoritarianism when I was living up there. So this is not a surprise. What is, however, a very big surprise is the response from so many in the Wisconsin area. I also find it interesting that the farmers are backing the unions. Not exactly sure what's going on with that. It may simply be that most of them actually know too well that their livelihoods do not come from the farms, but come from the side jobs that they have to do to make ends meet. Many of these farmers have family, close family, who are in positions that are affected by the public service unions. And they don't want to see them stripped of what little leverage they have against the authorities. There was an article today that Scott Walker is trying to do away with the civil service requirements for state workers so that he can basically put his own cronies into those positions. These people are truly trying to strip away the better part of 100 years of progress in a very short time. And one of the things that gets me about this is that the folks on the right who are equally as exposed to the abuse as those of us who are awake and know what's going on are backing this nonsense by Walker and the GOP. Very strange world we're living in these days. Very strange indeed. There's another thing that I'm kind of curious about here lately. We have heard since Obama was elected how there should be smaller government. Rand Paul recently said he wants to do away with the Department of Education, Department of Commerce, and I forget which other one it is. Again, if I can find the link, I'll post it. But why is it always when there is a Democrat in office do we get these arguments? Matter of fact, I can't say this strong enough. Basically, when Bush wanted to make this huge military police thing that we call Homeland Security, the right was all for it because, God, we were going to go out there and beat them, pound them, and we're going to go get them, and we're going to go do this to them, and we're going to go do that to them. 10 years later, we're still going to go do this to them, and we're going to do that to them, and we're going to punch them here, and we're going to kick them in the chin, and we're going to kick them in the nuts. And yet, big government's bad because we have a Democrat in the White House now. Does anybody other than me see how absolutely absurd the right-wing pundits who are saying these things have become? I mean, I just can't. I don't know, guys. You got me. You got me. You're a joke. You're just a joke. Anyway, that's enough. More than enough for today. I wish you well, and as always, may your God go with you. Bye-bye for now.